Welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is part 2 of Into the Weekend with BetDSI, the call we do every Thursday with Brent, the headlines manager at DSI, where he gives us some insight into some of the sharp action he's taken and what the public action is and what the books are going to need. We just got finished discussing college football Week 13. Now we're going to talk about NFL Week 12. Brent, thanks for doing this call with us, as always.
Ready to roll, Peter.
All right, the most controversial line this week. Every week there's like one line that I'm dying to hear your information on. Baltimore at San Diego. You know, a lot of people have said that Baltimore is going to be the big side here. When I previewed this game, I thought, oh my God, the public's going to be pounding Baltimore, and the books are going to need it. And I also previewed this game with Stephen O from AccuScore.com, who's given us like 5 or 6 winners in a row, 5 or 6 weeks in a row, with games that looked a lot like this, where there's like an obvious public side that the books are going to get hurt. I thought that was a good side. The books were likely to get hurt, and they did. He's picked winners like 6 weeks in a row, and I'm thinking the same thing might happen here.
Yeah, this is one of those games where right now I don't have a whole lot of sharp money involved. This is a lot of teasers on Baltimore on this game right now. In terms of straight bets, we've taken the count's about 2-1 in favor of Baltimore, but the money's pretty much even, slightly favors San Diego. Interestingly enough, we've taken more bets on Baltimore, but we've taken bigger bets on San Diego, so we're pretty much balanced out right at this point, Peter.
But you haven't had any like notable, obvious sharp action on this game.
No, not at all. You know, when you said this is one of the games that you were really interested in, I was kind of digging deep to see who was involved in this game, and just not a whole lot of sharp action yet.
All right, okay, and so you're saying that the public is actually somewhat split here.
Yeah, but the public, again, in terms of the count, I think, that represents more people. If you're talking about, say, when I say it counts 2-1, let's say there's 200 bets on Baltimore and only 100 on San Diego. Just because the San Diego bettors have more money doesn't mean they're any sharper than the other public.
Right. Okay, so it's not going to be a big decision game for you then?
As of right now, no. You'll see, again, you see the way the line moves, and you'll get an idea who we're going to need closer to game time.
All right. One game that I have to assume, if there is one game that I had to pick that is going to be a big decision game for you, it's got to be the Bengals game. I'm guessing the Bengals even at minus more than a touchdown or a huge public side.
Yeah, and again, that's a really high teased game as well.
Yes.
So you're sitting right now Cincinnati -8, so people are teasing that down to 1.5 or 1. Thinking Cincinnati is just going to win, and we keep looking at Oakland as a team who's capable of coming back and backdoor covering because they can put up a lot of points. But like we saw last week, that just didn't work out for us very well. The money's about 3-1 in favor of Cincinnati. The count's about 2-1 in favor of Cincinnati as well. So right now, sharps have not got involved in Oakland. I figure if they do either way, that's the side they're going to go with. Right. But right now, they haven't got involved.
All right, there you go. That's pretty telling to me. And then another interesting game in line this week is the Falcons at Tampa Bay. The Falcons, we've been discussing this in our preview videos. The Falcons have a great record, but their stats are just sort of so-so. I'm wondering if the sharps have taken either side here. If they have, it's got to be Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, they actually haven't dabbled in the side yet. What I did get is sharp money on the over. Now, we're sitting at 50 right now, and the total over 48 and 48.5 was sharp money for sure. That's something for your viewers to look out for. The count in terms of number of bets favors Atlanta, of course, about 4-1.
Okay.
Dollar volume is about 3-1 in favor of Atlanta right now. So again, on the side, not a whole lot of sharp action involved, but the total definitely on the over.
Right, and the public is definitely on the Falcons.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so here I have some general thoughts. Just on, the past few weeks, I feel like I've seen a lot of sides that were likely to get one-sided action that I thought we were going to get burned on, and it's come out to be pretty much true. This week, I'm not seeing a lot of sides where I'm really worried for you. Where I am worried for you, though, is teasers. It seems to me there's going to be a ton of, teaser sides that you're going to just get hit with teaser, and that those might really win. And if that does happen, you're going to get killed.
Yeah, that's the thing with teasers, though. That's the beauty of them is you got to win a couple of sides, not just one. If you win two out of 3 and you do a 3-teamer, well, your teaser doesn't cash. So.
All right, but so just looking over this card, there's like 5 or 6 pretty obvious teaser candidates to me, and so I'm assuming that if 2 of them lose, then you're probably going to be okay, right?
Right. We're looking at Cincinnati, a lot of teasers. We touched on Baltimore, a lot of teasers as well. A lot of teasers on Atlanta, the public side. Green Bay is another public side. Indianapolis and Denver. I mean, Denver every week is just getting boring here, in that we need the opposition every single week. This is one of those weeks with Denver favored by 10 points at Kansas City that we do have some sharp action involved on the dog there. Now, the sharp action we took on Kansas City was at plus 10.5. Line is 10 right now. The count is 3-1 in favor of Denver. Money is about 2-1 as well. So that's something where we're probably going to sit at 10 because the public's all over Denver, but we probably won't go to 10.5 just because the sharps jumped in on that right away.
Okay, I think you'll probably be okay this weekend unless all the big teaser sides cover. And then is there any other notable sharp action that you've gotten in the NFL, any other big public action or any other games with a public sharp split or any games that are going to be big decision games for you in the NFL?
Well, as we just mentioned, the Denver game at Kansas City is one of those. Again, Kansas City plus 10.5 is where the sharps came in, which we already touched on. Another sharp public split is Buffalo at Indianapolis. Now, the line right now is Indianapolis -3, dog minus 120. But when Buffalo was +3, minus 110, the sharps were all on Buffalo. And I've got a count of about 4-1 in favor of Indianapolis. So a lot of public on Indianapolis, and the sharps +3 on Buffalo. Another game is St. Louis. I've got sharp money on St. Louis.
Really?
Now, there was some +3 where they bought a half a point on St. Louis, and also on the money line +115 was sharp money on St. Louis. They're at Arizona. I think Arizona's starting that rookie quarterback again, and he wasn't too impressive last week.
All right. Wow, the Rams are a sharp side. Okay, that we previewed that game with a first-time handicapper, and he liked the Rams, so maybe he's onto something.
Rams were a sharp side last week as well. We actually had the sharps and public all over that one side, and the Jets finally did us a favor and showed up.
Yeah, wow. You knew I was going to be on the Rams because whether I'm a sharp or a member of the public, I was getting down. Yeah, I like the Rams too. I lost with that one. I think I like them again this week based on what I've heard. All right, thanks so much, Brent, for all this great information. Thank you so much for all the hard work you do for us, and we'll talk to you again next week.